I'm Mehak Chawla, arts educator, Bharatanatyam dancer and disciple of Guru Srimati Geeta Chandranji. I begin with the principle of art, the last aspect of principle of arts, which is mastery over the medium. Art is not only about ideas and emotions, but also about the skilled use of materials and tools available to us. Mastery over the medium is the trained ability to control and manipulate the chosen form of artistic expression with precision and confidence. For example, in painting, an artist must learn to handle colors, lines, and textures effectively, understanding how different brushes, pigments, and surfaces interact. Similarly, a sculptor develops skill in carving or casting materials such as stone, metal, or clay, mastering techniques to bring out the desired form and detail. Similarly, if I talk about the performing art, mastery involves control over the body, voice, and gestures. A dancer perfects posture, rhythm, and expression, which is abhinaya, through rigorous practice. A musician refines breath control, pitch, and ornamentation to deliver emotive performances. So, the mastery of these technical skills enables artists to improvise, innovate, and communicate with clarity and impact. Therefore, mastery over the medium comes only through sustained effort, discipline, and constant refinement. There are no shortcuts. Great artists invest years, often decades, honing their craft. This skill of execution is inseparable from artistic success as it transforms vision into reality and allows originality to shine through. Now, I move to the next, which is we are going to talk about folk art and tribal art. So, this is very fascinating subject. When we speak of Indian art, our minds usually travel to great classical forms like Bharatanatyam, Odissi, Kuchipudi, temple sculptures or miniature paintings. But parallel to this well-known stream, there exists another equally fascinating world, the art of India's tribal communities. The tribal art and culture reflect the creative energy found in rural areas that act as an undercurrent to the craftsmanship of the tribal people. Tribal art includes wide range of art forms such as wall paintings, tribal dances, tribal music, etc. Tribes have rich and unique cultural tradition which involves their own dance, language, music, stories and paintings. That is, tribal art is raw, symbolic and deeply rooted in tradition. It acts as a unique because it comes directly from life itself. For these communities, art is not created for galleries or concert halls or commercial display. It is a part of daily life. It is functional, ritualistic and communal. Along all the forms of tribal art, the performing arts, dance, music and ritual performance occupy a central place. They are ways to celebrate harvest and worship nature, to honor ancestors, to mark marriages, and to express collective joy or grief. In this lecture, we will explore tribal arts, their origin, their distinctive features, their diversity across India, and their continuing importance in modern times. Let us begin by first understanding who these tribes are, and then we will explore their unique art forms across India. India is a home to hundreds of tribal groups, each with unique traditions. The Bhils of central India, Gonds of Madhya Pradesh, Santals of Jharkhand and Bengal, Nagas of Nagaland, Todas of Nilgiris, and Banjaras who move across regions. As you can see on the screen, the Bhil painting by Bhil tribe. And this one is another painting by Gond tribe, which is Gond painting. Now we move to our country's India's indigenous heritage. Tribes are some of the earliest settlers of a country. They live close to nature, in forests, hills and valleys. Their lives revolve around agriculture, hunting or gathering forest produce. Each tribe speaks its own dialect, has its own laws and rituals, and celebrate festivals in its own manner. In such communities, art is inseparable from life. They paint their houses, sing while sowing crops, dance after a successful hunt, and perform rituals to protect themselves from disease. Many tribes speak their own dialects, follow distinct customs, and wear clothes that reflect their tradition. Some communities are self-sufficient and consciously keeping away from urban influences. This isolation has helped them preserve their heritage and their practices and their art in a pure and authentic form. So, how do we define tribal art? Tribal art refers to the artistic expression of indigenous communities rooted in their rituals, customs and daily lives. It is not created for galleries or museums, but for festivals, ceremonies, storytelling and worship. Now we move to nature of tribal performing art. Let's discuss about its nature. It has a communal participation. So in this rarely we see any individual participating alone. In this group of dancers, singers, they all together perform ritual collectively involving the entire village. It has the deeper connection with nature. The themes often celebrate fertility, harvest, cycle of season or the relationship between humans, animals and spirit. It also has a functional purpose. Performances are not just for entertainment. They are performed to thank the divine energies, for rain, to ward off evil, to mark important life events like birth, marriage or death. It has a great symbolism. Gestures, costumes and rhythms carry deep meaning. A drum beat may symbolize the heartbeat of the earth. A circle of dancers may symbolize the continuity of life. It also has the integration of all art forms together. In this, dance, music, costume, ritual and storytelling. Everything comes together in one performance. You see visual art, theatre and music woven into a single fabric. Now, let us look at some of the most significant tribal dance traditions. I begin with Bhil and Gond dances. Tribe belong to Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan. Bhils and Gonds, two of the largest tribal communities of central India, have a rich repertoire of dances. As you can see the Bhil tribe on your screen right now, they form a circle and dances like this. It has this form. These are performed in circles, which you just saw. When men and women hold hands or interlock arms, moving in rhythmic steps that mirrors one another. The circle is deeply meaningful. It reflects the unity of community, equality among all members, and the eternal circle of nature, which is life, birth, death, and then rebirth. Now, I move to Gond tribe. As you can see on your screen, they are holding an interlocking hand together at the back and they are standing in a synchronicity, in a straight line. Now, let's discuss about it. The music, they usually have accompanied by mandala or dhol drums, simple flutes which has a melodies, and folk songs that narrate stories of harvest, myths or heroic deeds. These dances usually performed on the occasion like festivals like Holi, Diwali, harvesting celebration, but also at weddings and local fairs. They embody joy, social bonding and collective celebration. Now we discuss about the Santhal tribe of Jharkhand, Bengal, Odisha and Bihar. Santhal are one of the India's largest tribal groups and their dances are some of the most vibrant in tribal culture. Men and women stand in long rows or carved semicircles, often holding each other by waist or by shoulders, moving gracefully in unison. Its music has rhythm which comes from instruments like the mandara, a double-headed drum, flutes and sometimes banam, a single string instrument unique to Santhal tribe. And the dances are closely tied to agricultural life, celebrating sowing, harvesting and nature. They are also performed during hunting festivals or rituals to appease spirit. They are not only for entertainment but also a form of prayer and thanksgiving to Marangaburu, the great mountain spirit, the supreme deity of Santhals. As you can see on the screen, a Santhal dance troupe performing their dance. They are collectively together and celebrating the celebration of harvesting. Now we move to Naga tribes. Naga dances of Northeast are known for their martial and colorful dance tradition. As you can see on the screen, we can see Hornbill Festival and the Naga tribe who are gathered together, owning their all costume, wearing it properly and holding their instruments, spear and everything. Now let's discuss about the costume and props. Performers wear striking attire, headgear decorated with hornbill feathers, animal teeth or boar tusk. They carry spears, shields and dao knives, which symbolizes their warrior past. It has a very strong and vigorous movements that are highly energetic. The dances often imitate combat or hunting. Leaps, stomps and rhythmic chants give them a powerful, almost theatrical quality. It is being performed during the occasions like festivals, like Hornbill Festival, which is a very grand festival and that celebrates the Naga identity, unity, and culture. These dances express bravery, valor, and community strength, but also functions as oral tradition and transmitting history, myths, and values of tribe. Now we discuss about Banjara or Lambadi tribes. They spread across India. Are semi-nomadic tribe spread across many parts of India, known for their vibrant lifestyle. Their women wear heavily embroidered skirts, blouses, and veils decorated with mirrors and beads, as you can see on your slide. Banjara tribe wearing the costume which has bold mirrors, that are Lambadi tribe. It coins that jingle as they move. The costumes themselves are a form of living art. Their dances are full of vigor and enthusiasm, often performed in groups. The rhythmic swing and stamping of feet, accompanied by claps, creates an atmosphere of sheer joy. Percussion instruments dominate, and the song often recount tales of migration, longing, and community life. The dances reflect their wandering lifestyle, celebrating freedom, resilience, and adaptability. They also serve as entertainment in fairs and gatherings, keeping their culture alive across regions. Now we move to Toda and Irula ritual dances of Nilgiris, that is in Tamil Nadu. Among the hill tribes of the Nilgiris, such as Todas and Irulas, dance is deeply ritualistic. These dances are performed during agricultural ceremonies, marriages, funerals, and religious rituals. As you can see on your screen, the religious ritual which is being performed, and all the tribes have gathered together in the ritual. The style is the movement. In this, the movement are slow, symbolic, and deeply spiritual, often invoking blessings of deities, nature, spirits, and ancestors. It has a unique element. Their dance is closely linked with chants or hymns, sometimes performed without instruments. The focus is on ritual, purity, rather than spectacle. These performances connect the living community with their spiritual world, reinforcing their identity and bond with the environment. Across all these examples, one notices a strong sense of community and symbolism. The dances are less about technique and more about expression, rhythm, and collective participation. Now we talk about the music and instruments of the tribes. No tribal performance is complete without music, which is both the soul and the guiding rhythm of their dances. Unlike classical music traditions that follow a rigidly codified system, tribal music is organic, spontaneous, and deeply tied to everyday life. It reflects their environment, emotions, rituals, and connection with nature. Let's discuss about few instruments which are used by the tribes. So if I talk about the drum instruments like Mandar of Jharkhand tribe or also belong to Chhattisgarh and Odisha. It is a barrel shaped drum struck with hands or sticks. As you can see on your screen, it is essential in the Santhal tribe. So it has a cylindrical shape and the long, it's a mandar. Now let's discuss about another instrument which is dhol. It belongs to the tribes of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Punjab or many other regions. It creates strong beats, often for celebratory dances. And there is another percussion instrument which is nagada, belong to the tribes of Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. It is a kettle drum like instrument played with sticks, giving a booming sound for large gathering. As you can see the image of dhol and nagada on your screen. These drums set the pace of dance, often starting slow and then quickening, pulling the dancers into trance-like unity. Now let's discuss about the wind instruments which are used in the tribal dance forms. So the very first wind instrument which we are going to discuss is bamboo. Bamboo flutes. These are with this a soft and lyrical sound which is imitating bird calls or the flow of rivers is produced. Reed pipes, which is a shehnai like instrument which is used in ritual festivals, and buffalo horn trumpets used by the Naga tribes. It has a buffalo horn trumpet shape because it formed with buffalo horn. As you can see on your screen, there are images of bamboo flute and buffalo horn trumpet which are used by the tribes of Nagas. These instruments often echo the sound of forest, emphasizing the tribe's closeness to their natural environment. Now we are going to discuss about the string instruments. Iktara. Iktara is a single string instrument widely used by Bauls, Banjaras and tribal singers. Similarly, we have Dotara also, which are used by the tribe. It is a simple string lutes used in tribal balls and narrative performances. Some tribes even stretch strings over hollowed bamboo or gourds, creating resonant local variation. These instruments often accompany storytelling songs and spiritual invocations. As you can see on the screen, the Iktara and Dotara which are used by the tribes. So Iktara has just one string and Dotara has two strings. Tribal creativity is remarkable. Music can emerge from ordinary things. Sticks, which is danda, used for rhythmic striking, hand clap, foot stomping, or body percussion. Rattle and anklets are worn by dancers themselves, blending rhythm with movements. This reflects their philosophy. Music is life, and life itself produces music. Let's discuss about the songs. Songs form the soul of tribal art, carrying within them the community, history, emotions and collective memory. Their themes are deeply rooted in everyday life, celebrating nature and harvest by praising rivers, forests, rains and crops, invoking deities, ancestors and village spirits through rituals and spirituality, expressing love and courtship in playful duets and strengthening social unity during festivals and victories. characterized by group singing in a call and response style with simple yet powerful repetitions that create a rhythmic trance like effect. These songs are usually rendered in local dialects rather than formal languages. Music and dance are inseparable, as songs not only accompany but also direct movements. Santhal dance blends the beats of Mandara with voices of women singing in rows, while Nagas chant imitate war cries, merging sound and action into a powerful embodiment of their warrior ethos. Through this integration, song becomes a living thread that binds performance, spirituality, and community together. Now, let's talk about the ritual and theatre like performances, which are done by these tribes. Beyond dance and music, tribal communities also have these performances. So, starting with Chow dance, it considered folk classical, but its root is tribal. It combines martial movements, mask wearing, and storytelling from myths and epics. Bhuta and Tayyam ritual of South India. Tribal origin performances involve trance, body paint, and elaborate costumes, where the performer becomes a medium of spirit or deity. Naga ritual ceremonies involve chanting, ceremonial dances, and enactments of head hunting tradition. In these performances, the line between performer and audience disappears, the whole community participates, and perform itself becomes a sacred act. As you can see on the screen, we have Chow and Tayyam performance on the screen. With this, I wrap up my lecture and will proceed in the next lecture. Thank you.